Okay, so I've been live streaming on Twitch, doing the thing where people can request songs and they go into a playlist, and then I can like mess around with them live on using Ableton Live 9, and maybe 2, maybe even 3 people have like asked me how I do this, or like what my setup is, and considering that's a relatively high percentage of my viewership, I feel like I should probably make a video explaining my setup. And I even told one of my viewers, that I was going to make this, so I feel kind of obligated now. So basically, yeah, that's what this video is, and I'm going to go into a sort of moderate level of detail explaining how it all works. So what is the goal of this video? I'm going to first get everything playable through Ableton, all of our inputs and everything, all of your devices, and then that is going to go out to both OBS Studio and your headphones so you can hear it all. And it's quite simple, but it can get kind of complex if you don't really know what you're doing, which I didn't, and it took quite a while and it was quite annoying. So hopefully I can make it simple. Okay, so before you begin, you're going to need a few things. Firstly, you're going to need obviously your audio devices, like inputs, and I for instance have like a sound card and a microphone, which I'm using right now, and also your desktop audio device, or whatever you're going to use to actually play stuff, say off YouTube or just audio files on your computer. We're just going to consider them as just all input devices that you're going to use. Apart from that, you're going to need Ableton Live. Get it somehow, I don't know. And there are 2 free softwares that you can download. One is called Soundflower, and the other one is called I Show You Audio Capture. And these basically, like, they do the same thing, but the way I've set it up, I use both of them. So just get both of them. There's probably a way to do it using only one, but I wasn't able to figure that out. So yeah, just get both of them. They're both free and not very big, so you can just download them. And apart from that, you're obviously going to need OBS Studio, which is also free. And yeah. Okay, so once you've got all of that, you're going to want to test that Soundflower and I Show You both work as audio devices. So you're going to go to your system preferences, go to sound, output device, select I Show You audio capture, make sure it's on, you want it to be on full volume, and open Ableton Live. As you can see, I've got it in like quite a small window. This is because I just capture like the corner of my screen when I stream, so it doesn't, like melt my computer, and also it's like a 720 by 1280 window, so that it works fine. Although it's quite hard to see, but it's whatever. Okay, so I'm going to go to preferences, select your input device as, what have I got? I Show You. Yeah, it's fine. Let me just get rid of all of this. Audio from So now if I play a audio file on my computer, it should show up there, hopefully. Okay, so that works. As you can see, I'll just do that again. You can hear that probably, and you can also see it there, so we know that that works for playing sound out of the computer's output device into Ableton Live. Let's do the same with Soundflower now. May need to restart live because, you know, that's usually the first step in debugging any of this, is just restart live. Where is it? There it is. So now if I do that, oh, it still works, but Soundflower is slightly more, it's older and slightly more buggy, I think. But yeah, that works as well, so that's good. Okay, now I'm going to just try and use this to demonstrate visually what we're trying to do here. So draw some boxes. These are your input devices, whatever they are. This is going to be Soundflower. That is a flower. And that's like your desktop audio, your YouTube, whatever. This is going to be a little microphone, and this is going to be like a keyboard or something, some kind of controller, doesn't matter. Okay, so you've got all your devices there. It's all going to be running through live, and that's where you're going to be doing your work and everything. Unfortunately, my computer is having a bit of a meltdown, so hopefully that's not too loud. I'm just going to move that a bit. Whatever. Okay, and it's all going to be output to OBS. But if it's just output to OBS, then you're not going to be able to hear it, so you're also going to want it to go to your headphones, whatever your headphones are plugged into. It's terrible. Hold on. That is some headphones, whatever. Okay. So the next step is to get all of these input devices and get them all going into live and all sort of playable and recordable at the same time. You may already know how to do this if you sort of have been doing this already, which would make sense, but I'm just going to show you how to make a aggregate device that can do that. So back over to our desktop, and you're going to open your audio MIDI setup, and this is the window that we're interested in. So if you don't know, you can just click on this plus in the corner to create an aggregate device. I've got one here, and if I just uncheck all of this, then there's just a device with no devices. And you want to select them kind of in order of importance, I guess. There's probably a reason to do one before the other, but I need to do it because that's the order of inputs on my. I've got my like preset on live setup, so Sapphire, that's my sound card, and Soundflower and Snowball. So we're going to use Soundflower as the input device. I've tried using it the other way around with I Show You as the input device and Soundflower as the output device, and it didn't work for some reason. So this way should work, hopefully. So once you've got all that selected, that's pretty much all you need to do. You want to keep this window around though, because you're going to have to look at that for reference when you're selecting your inputs on live. So now if we just restart live and go to preferences, input device, select the device that you made, input config, and I've selected these, and you may be thinking like, why would you select those specific inputs? And it's because if you go to your audio MIDI setup, the aggregate device that you created has listed here all the inputs and outputs, and you're interested in the inputs, so select whatever inputs you want to use. For me it would be 1 and 2 mono, which is like the just input jacks on the front of my sound card. They're there. 17 and 18 is a stereo input from Soundflower, so that's just the desktop audio, and 19 and 20 are is a stereo input from my Snowball microphone. So yeah, let's see if this actually works. Okay, so there you can see the microphone is picking up audio. That's 19 and 20. Audio capture is 17 and 18. So if I play this again, you can see it works. It works. That's good. Okay, so now that you've got an aggregate device with all of your inputs and it all works going through live, let's go back over to our thing here. So this is going to be our aggregate input device. I'm just going to, I don't know, that's just it. Yeah, all of the things are going into a single device, which is then going into live. Okay, next step, we want it to go out to OBS and also headphones. So for that we need to create a multi-output device. Again, it's in the audio MIDI setup. You can create devices using the plus sign here. Create an output device. Here is my output device, phones plus I Show You. So here you just want to select wherever your headphones are plugged into. So for me that would be my sound card, and also the I Show You audio capture. If for some reason any of this doesn't work, try changing the master device and the clock source for these devices. For me, every time I start my computer, I have to go into this, and then it defaults to having like Soundflower and I Show You audio capture selected, so I have to go in and select Sapphire every time. I don't know why. But yeah, bear that in mind. If it doesn't work, then you may need to mess around with these things a little bit. Okay, so we've got our input device and our output device, and we should be done with the audio MIDI setup. I'm going to relaunch live because that's just, you know, what you probably should do, because it just almost always doesn't work if you don't restart it. So we've got that already selected. Now select your output device in the output device. Yeah, we just want a single stereo output, so just You don't need to select anything other than that. And this should all work. So as you can see, the inputs are working. The output, okay, you can't hear it now because, okay, the reason you can't hear it is because output device is set to Soundflower, which it should be. Input device, that doesn't matter. But you want your output device set to Soundflower because it works, because the input of the aggregate input device is sound. See, it gets if you try and use it, like say it with words, then it's quite hard, but hopefully this simple diagram can kind of explain what's going on. So okay, so we've got our multi-output device that we made, and live is just sending a single stereo signal to that device, and that is sending sound to both headphones and, well, we don't know if it's sending it to OBS yet, because that's the last thing we need to do now. So just open OBS, go into settings and audio, and the single mic / auxiliary audio device you want to select is iShowU audio capture, because that is one of the two devices in the multi-output device. And as you can see there, anything coming out of live is getting sent to OBS, and if I were to put my headphones on, I would be able to hear it as well. So that pretty much covers it. I'm just going to complete this because, there we go. It all works. Got your inputs going into a device, going into live, getting sent to a device which sends it to OBS and your headphones. So if you have any other questions, then leave a comment. If you want to just watch the stream, then you can do that. There'll be a link somewhere. I'm assuming you probably are here because you've already seen it, or whatever. Okay, so I've shown you how everything works from a software perspective. If you're interested in what actual sort of hardware I'm using, then open. Here's just my interface. It's a Focusrite Sapphire something. What is it? Sapphire Pro 24 headphones, and there's two inputs that I use usually. What else? MIDI. Yeah, this is my keyboard. That is a Novation 25 SL Mark II, I guess. And that's what I use for, like, mixing stuff live and playing random stuff badly on the piano, because I can't actually play the piano. Occasionally use these pedals. The really old skateboard pedal board is optional but recommended. And what else is there? You actually have a post-it note with the inputs and outputs, so I don't forget. This is the one time I've actually ever used a post-it note to any good effect, I think. I don't actually really use it anymore, but still, I think think it's worth having it there. So yeah. And this is sort of how I have these song requesting set up on my quite small screen, so you can see OBS is capturing just live there, and I have like Safari. I can play the song request there. The screen that I have when I'm on a break is just an HTML page. No. I did not mean to do that. And I use Safari because it has a very small like top bit here. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my whole setup. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave a comment, and hopefully I'll see you in the stream at some point.